What's up, VFXers? This is Hunter McDowell, aka VFX Bro. Welcome back to another tutorial, and in today's video I'll be teaching you guys how to create an advanced clone effect. Now after watching that after watching the clone effect video, you saw that I duplicated myself twice, and I had the blue coat and on one of the clones and the gray coat on another. And each of the clones were spaced out in a way where I would be able to mask them in and make the effect look realistic. So let's look at the original footage before we go and edit it. So this is how I did it. I filmed the first one like this, just on the computer with his eyes looking at both of the clones, thinking what the heck is going on. And the second one I had him sitting here, and he's also doing that. He's kind of like a jock, just looking cool, and he's also looking at both the clones. And the third one just on his phone, taking a panoramic photo of these two, and then starting to take selfies, and then near the end. Alright, so in order to create this effect, you'll need After Effects CC 2018. And so what I'm going to do is drag and drop this footage into After Effects, and I'm going to retitle it to Tutorial Footage. And then I'm going to drag and drop it into New Comp. So in order to do this, we're going to duplicate it 2 times so that we have 3 layers. I'm going to colorize each layer. The first one will be my footage color, which is green, and the secondary footage color, which is yellow, and then I'll just make this one the roto color, which is blue. And then I'm going to rename them to first, second, and third. Then what we're going to do is scrub forward on the first layer until the first clone is sitting down. So maybe right here, and then hit Option left bracket on your keyboard to trim it, and then scrub forward right before he's about to leave. So about here, let's do it like right here, Option right bracket to trim it. And then what we're going to do is hit T in the keyboard and put the opacity at 50% so that we can see the second clone. Go back to the beginning, scrub again until the second clone is sitting down. Like maybe right here. Let's do right there. Hit Option left bracket, then scrub forward and make it the exact length as the first layer. So hit Option right bracket and then trim it right there, and then zoom out of that. Go back to the beginning again, and repeat the same process as the original one. Hit T on the keyboard on the second layer, put it at 50%, then go to the third layer and scrub forward until the third clone is sitting down. We'll actually hit T on the keyboard for the first layer as well, for 50%, and change the opacity, and then for the third layer, make sure he's sitting down. So right there, hit Option left bracket, go to the end, Option right bracket, boom, hit N on the keyboard to trim that comp, right click, trim comp to work area. And so now we have this. So it's a rough edit, all of them are in frame, and you can tell that we can mask out and still keep the effect realistic. And when I say make the effect look more realistic, I'm saying that most clone effects, people try to mask out a line in the wall, which does help, but they won't feather it and it'll look really jagged and horrible. So you can tell that the clones aren't real and stuff, so you have to try and keep the effect as best as possible. It's called the magic inside visual effects. Alright, so after we have set this up, let's go ahead and turn layers 1 and 2 back to 100% on the opacity, and click out of that by hitting T on the keyboard. And then make sure you're on the first layer and hit G on the keyboard, which will bring up your pen tool. And let's zoom in here because the first mask is going to be a little rough. I'm so glad I have this bowl here because I'm going to use it as a reference right now. And then what I'm going to do is simply create a rough mask around here. And since the third clone is his arm is more over here when he's on his phone, we can go ahead and go over here where this pencil is, and this will add in the second clone. Now, when we toggle off the mask, you can see this rough line, so hit F on the keyboard, and I found for me that using 44 pixels for the feathering works, and it doesn't ruin the effect. It looks awesome. So this is what we have with the second one. And then go on the second layer and create the mask for him. Make sure that the mask on the second layer doesn't affect the first one, so we will probably start from right here. So go ahead and do that from this bowl. Just create the rough mask, like so. It adds him in. Now, before we do anything, let's make sure that his arm does not pass this mask, or else we'll have to edit it. So that looks good. So what we're going to do is feather that one as well to 44. Effect looks really good, and now we have all three clones. And if you want them to look at each other, you just have to time that very well between all three of them. So yeah, so that is the basics of the effect. If you want to go a step further, like this in the original version, we can color grade it. To bring up your adjustment layer, you would hit Option Command Y. That brings up the adjustment layer. And then I have this effects console by Video Copilot where I can type any effect in and it'll pop up. So I'm going to add in curves to brighten it. Let's actually start off and do a slight S-curve, which is this. It helps with the brightness and contrast. And let's close that. And let's go ahead and see what I did in the original one. I added a levels, photo filter, and hue and saturation. Okay, so then we're going to add the levels color adjustment and tune it down a bit right here. Fix this. Let's see what that looks like. Bring it in just a little bit. Fix that, and then add in the photo filter. It's going to be warm, I believe. Let's see what we had. Yes, warming filter at 33%. Okay, 33. And then hue and saturation will be the last one. So we're just going to bring up the saturation like this, and the master lightness we're going to bring down like this. That looks good. That we're going to add a widescreen effect to make it a little more cinematic. So in order to do that, we're going to press Command Y or Control Y on our keyboard to bring up the solid settings and just title this widescreen and make sure the solid color is black. And then I already have a widescreen preset in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Change the border to 109.1. This is the setup for any video that is 1920 by 1080. The anchor point is at -95. This is 0. Its width and height sliders 2115, 1080. The border is 109. The color is black because you don't want white. That just looks weird. And yeah, that's it. And then to render it, you go to Composition, add to Render Queue, and for this effect, you would want to change it to H.264 by going to the Format options and going right there, hitting OK on both, and then you just title it whatever you want to title it, hit Save, and then the best render setting. The best thing to do when rendering it is hit the caps lock button on your keyboard so that it freezes all the previews and it renders faster. Alright guys, if you enjoyed that tutorial, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. I know I was like slurring my words and felt a little nervous and stuff. It's just because I haven't done tutorials in a long time. So go ahead and comment on areas you think I could improve on. That would really help me. Also comment on any effects you would like to see on this channel. Once you do that, then I'll be able to read those and then possibly work on them, because again, the schedule is Wednesday through Friday, so that means I'll have all the other days to work on those effects. Remember to subscribe to this channel for more content, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Peace out.
Okay.